What's up, football fans? I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and don't forget to check out and grab your copy of our two latest book releases, Football: A Love Story and What Did Football Teach Me? Visit our website at footballgameplan.com/books and get your copies today. Welcome to NFL Game Plan. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook, bring you our Week 2 breakdown between the Tennessee Titans and the Cleveland Browns. And we're going to break this game down in only a way Football Game Plan can. We're going to bring you keys to victory, X factors, coaching points, film session breakdowns, whiteboard workouts, and even fantasy football advice. But first, we're going to get this video kicked off by taking a look at my keys to victory. For the Titans in this ball game, defensively, shedding blocks will be key. They have to get off these blocks in order to slow down what Cleveland wants to bring to the table offensively. That's a very good offensive line, and they'll get tested this week. Now, defensively, I would stay in 3 types of coverages versus Johnny Manziel: cover 2, cover 4, cover 6. All zone coverages designed to keep him in front of you and force him to make a decision throwing the football. And Mariota's accuracy will be tested this week versus a very tough and stingy secondary of the Cleveland Browns. And you'll see a lot of what he brings to the table from a throwing standpoint if he's able to consistently make these plays in the passing game. For the Browns, I look at Duke Johnson being the guy that can give them what they want out of the ground game. So I would give him the bulk of the carries. He's a legit game breaker, so you have to feed him so he can get into that groove early on. And Johnny Manziel has to hit his free throws. He has to start getting to a groove early. Hitting those easy passes allows him to have that confidence later on in the game when you need him the most. And I would dial up the pressure versus Marcus Mariota. This was an area of his game he struggled at Oregon. I think, especially with this Browns defense and their ability to apply pressure, I think this could be a spot where they could have some success. Marcus Mariota played some excellent football in his debut versus Tampa Bay. Now, this game, tougher test defensively versus the Cleveland Browns. And I'm going to show you how his mobility can open things up in the passing game by influencing the safeties and getting what they want out of their passing attack. You see what we have Dexter McCluster here. To the naked eye, it looks like 4 wide receiver sets, but McCluster is a guy that can carry the football, so you have to honor him as a tailback. So that's why we walk the strong safety up, essentially in a cover 3 look. So what we're going to do is motion this guy over and have the pseudo hand. It almost looks like a speed sweep, but what we're doing, we're trying to influence these guys to stay where they are, so that way we can then do what we want to do in the passing game. So we're going to fake this handoff, and he's going to be an outlet safety valve, really a dummy route player, because you're going to try to influence his weak side backer. Now, what we're doing to attack these guys in the middle and try to influence the safety, we're going to high-low him. We're going to have the tight end work up 15 yards and start to come over. And where he's going to get cute, or where he's going to get creative, he's going to settle down in the zone. So he could stop here and be right in the face of Marcus Mariota, or he's going to keep working across till he finds a soft spot. If not, just keep coming across the field. So what we're doing here, we're going to work him up into the post. Now you have a situation where this free safety is in the bind. So either he's going to help out with this dig route, or he's going to try to help out with the corner on the post. Same rules apply here, up into the corner, try to take away the corner on the weak side. Why? Because we want this guy to continue to come across. And what we're doing with Kendall Wright, bringing him underneath. So simple. It's a simple concept. You see this a lot. You may even have this guy just break off his route right here and just settle down and just have Marcus Mariota find whichever receiver he wants to go to based on the defense, based on the zone. If they play man, they're in trouble with this because you have guys running away from coverage. If they're in zone, you have a couple of zone busters here with this flare route, this outlet. You have Kendall Wright can settle down anywhere in the void. You have this zone route behind it. So this is a great route versus zone or versus man, but either way, it puts the free safety in the bind. So this is how they can utilize the athleticism of Marcus Mariota. Why? Because when you go empty and you have a mobile quarterback, he is your quote-unquote running back, because they have to honor his ability to take off, which is why this is the type of play you want to run when you have a mobile quarterback, because you want to go empty, because he is your pseudo one-back set. So that's one way they can attack this Browns defense, by utilizing Marcus Mariota's mobility and the speed that they have with guys like Dexter McCluster and also Kendall Wright. Opening up the Browns playbook, I thought Johnny Manziel played well when he was thrust into the action last week versus the New York Jets. I thought he saw the field well, which is a promising thing for this young quarterback. You see right here on the first play, back foot was planted, ball came out quick, on time. It was a decisive throw, and that's what you want to see from him on a consistent basis, especially now that he's going to be the starter for this game against Tennessee. And you look at this second play, 2nd and 15. He could have dumped it off to the back in the flat, but they had the same amount of space in front of him. He trusts his own legs, so he made a decision, took off, and got what he could on the ground. These are the type of things, again, you want to see from a young quarterback. He did a lot of this throughout the course of this ball game versus New York. Even on the next play, the interception, it was a bad throw, not a bad read. He had the one-on-one matchup he liked. He took it. It was decisive. The ball has to go outside and not inside. That's why Marcus Williams was able to pick that pass off. And finally, you see here on the speed out, a timing route hits the receiver in stride for the first down. So the progressions he made in this game, I think from a decision-making standpoint, bodes well for his future. But you want to see him put it all together for a full game, and we'll get to see that if he can do that versus Tennessee.
My X factor for the Titans is Marcus Mariota along with Delanie Walker. They need to continue to keep this game easy for Mariota and give him easy throws. Delanie Walker is a matchup nightmare for most opposing teams. As far as the Browns are concerned, my X factor is just keeping the game close on defense. They need to not allow the Titans to jump out to an early lead and get into any type of shootout because they don't have the firepower to do so. As far as predictions are concerned, the Titans 20, Browns 7.
Wow, two teams couldn't have had different fates with both having scrambling quarterbacks this past week. Marcus Mariota looked like a world beater while Johnny Manziel unfortunately struggled. Those are going to be the two starters. I expect Tennessee to really put something together. Even with the pressure coming from Cleveland's defense, the must start is Marcus Mariota. The ability to get outside the pocket, use his legs, and also throw the ball with those talented receivers, big time. My must sit this week is Bishop Sankey. He's getting a lot of pub. I just don't think that that's going to be the guy who gets you a lot of bread against a Cleveland defense that holds up. On the other side of the ball, this sounds really mean, but I don't start anyone from Cleveland's offense. Until they get things figured out, can't do it. There is no must start for Cleveland because I just don't think they can move the ball. And defensively, I don't think that they're going to be able to stop Tennessee. I have Tennessee actually steamrolling them this week, putting up 28 points while only being able to muster 10.
I like Tennessee in this ball game. I thought last week they would struggle because they were going to be without their top two corners, but the reserves stepped in and played exceptionally well. Cody Sensabaugh even had a pick 6. Now offensively, they'll face a tougher test this week versus Cleveland. Their defense is very good, so I think offensively what we saw from Tennessee was nice to see, but it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be tough to move the ball against Cleveland, so I see a close game. Unlike everyone else, I think this one will be very close, but I do like the Titans to come away victorious. And if you look at the rest of our picks, we're all on the same page. Gene is on a scouting assignment, so he couldn't be in the video, but he sent us his selection as well. And we want to give a huge shout out to Titan fan forums and Brown fan forums for always showing football game plan support.